Check. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Check. Hey, everybody. Good evening. It's Chris here in the media studios at First United Methodist Church, as always, on a Saturday night. Welcome to the live stream devotion. You know, I missed you all last week. I was on vacation, and when I left Cedar Falls, I fully intended to be here or to be with you on Saturday night. It was the last night of our vacation a week ago, and I throughout the week I thought about it every once in a while. I thought, well, I wonder what I'm going to say to the people on Saturday night. But you know what? When the time came, I was on vacation. You know, for this 1 week that's just way too short, I was free of the daily burdens. It's such a burden being your church media guy. So instead of talking to all of you last Saturday, I was sitting on a dock over Lake Superior in Grand Marais, eating a dinner of fresh grilled fish and a beautiful salad with things in it that I didn't even know you could put in your mouth, but I did, and they were delicious. And you know, that week of vacation, that week of freedom, that was delicious too. But we're back. We've been back since last Sunday, Lisa and I, and here we are this weekend, and it's the 4th of July. It's Independence Day. This is the day our nation's founders told an oppressive king to stick it, right? Independence Day, I like to call it Freedom Day. Freedom can mean different things to different folks, and there are certainly different kinds of freedom. You know, there's financial freedom. When you're debt free, you can go on Dave Ramsey's radio show and you can shout about it. And life is definitely different when you don't owe anything to anybody. You certainly can live differently then, in a more free way. There's the freedom to speak. Freedom of speech is something we have in this country. The freedom to share ideas freely, and I treasure that. You know, our family, we were printers, and there was a piece of artwork that I remember that we probably got from a paper salesman, but it depicted a collection of printing equipment, and it was titled "The Tools of Freedom." There's the freedom of self-determination. Bruce Springsteen has a song called "Independence Day," and it's a song where he sings about the moment that he decided not to follow the same life path as his dad, the path that was expected of him, and probably expected of most of the folks that he grew up with. And the song has a great saxophone solo in it, so I recommend it. But so there are lots of different kinds of freedom, and you know, freedom is something I treasure. Oppression is something I despise. Tyranny is something I despise. You know, there's a bit of oppression that plays itself out at every UNI sporting event. And it's not meant to be oppressive, but it is, to me, anyway. And it's during the pregame show, just before they play the national anthem. The PA guy gives us these rules for the anthem. You know, you got to stand up, and gentlemen, you got to take off your hats. And I don't mind doing those things. I was going to do them anyway, right? I was going to do them voluntarily because in my upbringing, it was modeled for me how to behave when the anthem is played. I remember as a small boy going to football games, and when they played the anthem, we all stood up, and the gentlemen removed their hats without being told to. They removed their hats. And so as an impressionable young kid, I watched and I learned to do that. I learned that's how we show respect. And to this day, I love doing it. I love that moment of patriotism and standing up and taking off my hat while the anthem plays. And I usually don't sing along because the anthem is such a special song that I get all choked up. And when the cymbals crash, I get the goosebumps on the back of my neck. But now the PA guy tells me I have to take my hat off. So now it's not this voluntary thing that I do. I'm not free to do it anymore. Now it just looks like I'm following orders, right? In that moment of celebrating freedom, I'm given these rules that I have to follow, and that kind of spoils it. But this isn't supposed to be a rant, really, about the oppression that we face at football games. This is a devotional thing. So what's the faith angle of freedom? Well, Jesus wasn't an oppressive king. Jesus is more like the gentleman who modeled for me when I was a young kid how to behave at the football game. They modeled the standing up. They modeled the taking off the hat, because this is how we are respectful. Jesus came and taught us and modeled for us a perfect life, a life free of sin, right? Free of regret, free of feeling like we have to live up to any other person's standards. Free in the understanding that whatever the world throws at us, we are loved as a child of God, right? According to John 8:36, if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. And I'm thankful today for the freedom to worship as I please, and for the freedom to speak as I please, and I'm thankful for the freedom of life in Christ. Romans 8:1 says, there is therefore now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus, for the law of the Spirit of life has set you free from sin and death. Isn't that wonderful? So anyway, that's what I have for you tonight. Celebrate the freedom, all of the freedoms that you have. I'll see you on the live stream tomorrow morning. We're going to have 2 live streams, okay? One at 8:30. The 8:30 service will take place in the sanctuary. It is open to folks who want to show up and do it in person. There will be a health screening as you enter. We ask that you enter through the Clay Street doors, the front doors of the church. And if you can, to go out a different door, any other door. But to not have that cross traffic in there. And when you come in the front doors at Clay Street, there will be a quick health screening. We're going to ask you some nosy questions about how you've been feeling lately, and we're going to zap you in the forehead with a thermometer. And I'm telling you, if you're rolling over 100.3, we're sending you home. And we're doing this just to protect each other, right? I mean, that's part of loving first, is to do what's right for each other. And certainly we ask that you make good decisions about whether you want to attend or continue to watch on the live stream. So both services will be live streamed. Both are also open if you want to come. 8:30 and 10 o'clock. 8:30 will be in the sanctuary, and it'll be more traditional style. And 10 o'clock will be in Fellowship Hall in the Transformation Contemporary style. So, hey, I hope you have a good night. Be careful with those fireworks, and we'll see you next time.